Hello everyone, welcome back. So as a part of web UI automation series, we are in the tutorial 3. So as a part of this video, we will explore more about wildcards and what are the different wildcards that we have in UiPath and how we can use them. So first of all, before I introduce wildcards to you, let's understand the concept of dynamic selectors. Okay, so let's say we are familiar with the concept of selectors, right? How to select, how to indicate with UI Explorer, which we have seen in the previous videos. With that much understanding, so if you see here, this is a static selector. That means the A name is fixed, and if let's say something changes in this particular application, and if this particular name is not there on the screen, then it will fail to execute, right? So that's why this is called as a static selector. So in order to make it more stable and not to break the automation when the process is running, so we have come across the concept called as dynamic selector. So let's see how we can use them. There are multiple ways. One such way is wildcards. So first let's understand what are wildcards. So basically in wildcards, in UiPath we have two different types of wildcards. One is asterisk and the other one is question mark. So how to use asterisk? So let's say let me close this one, which is a static selector. Now let me pull one activity, get text, before the open browser, so that I can have my own whole full selector. I can take it, right? So let me go for the browser. So here what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this, the same select element on the screen, and I'm going to edit the selector. Let's open in UI Explorer so we can have the full view of whole selector. Okay, so now here, if you just observe, this is the full selector, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm checking this is the attribute name and attribute value. So the title is laptops buy products online, right? So what I'm going to do, let's replace this whole thing with a star. Okay, so if you see here, the title is laptops and flipkart.com. So if you see here, the title, whatever is hover over here, it's laptops and ending with flipkart.com. Okay, so or else I can just take off this as well. So whatever the text is there in front of flipkart.com should not affect my selector. So if it is in the flipkart.com page, then I should be able to go ahead with the automation, right? Let me validate this, and if you see, this is showing exactly the same element that we have selected, right? Instead of having the whole text, we should try to make it minimalistic. So what happens if you do this way? It will be dynamic, more dynamic kind of selector. So let's take one more example. um, this is how you can replace a selector with the star, okay, with the asterisk. Now let's say I am going for mobiles. Okay, okay, so here I'm going to the mobile section. Let me take off this part, and basically this has to indicate my whole screen. If you just validate this and highlight, it should indicate my whole screen as per the title. If you see here, the red line is indicated, right? I'm not sure if you could able to see, but in the bottom you could see the red line, which is indicating the whole screen of the Flipkart. Okay, so that's how we can make it more dynamic. So let's say if I'm having only laptops and star and flipkart.com, then if I validate, this will be coming in red color. That means we it cannot able to find the page because we are in mobiles page, we are not in laptops page, right? So let me validate. So if you see, it's not a valid selector, this is invalid, and we will not be getting an option to highlight as well. Let's say if I remove this and put a, then we can highlight. The same selector can be applied in different screens. Like you go to mobiles, it will be applied. You go to any other home and furniture, it will be applied. So let's go here, clicking on painting. So yeah, I'm here, and if you see, this is correct, right? And I'm able to highlight it. You here in the bottom, you can see the dark red line which is highlighting it, correct? So this is how we can use the wildcard to write the dynamic selectors. So this asterisk is used to replace the selector with multiple values. So if it is ending with flipkart.com, that's fine. It doesn't bother what is there in front of that particular text. So that's how we can write. So when, in which cases we can use question mark? So in order to replace a single text, okay, so in that case we can use a question mark. So let's say here instead of .com I can put this question mark. So if there is a single text in middle of it, so there is a dot or comma, it will be accepting it. It doesn't actually throw an error. So let's check that as well. So if you see, it is highlighting, right? So in case if you wanted to replace with a single character, then go for a question mark. Otherwise you can go for a asterisk. So we will be seeing more detailed videos on, if we come across any scenarios going further, I will show you how we can replace a question mark and how we can replace a asterisk with the inside a selector. So but for the basic understanding purpose, this is how we will use wildcards. These both are called as wildcards, to make the selector more dynamic so that it don't break in our automations. I hope this is clear for you, and in the next video I will meet you with the next concept. If you wanted to pass a variable into a selector, how we can do that. So let's meet there. In order to not miss any of the videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.